and she will go on to make a complete recovery. But how did Lydia Carranza survive after being shot point blank in the chest with a weapon infamous for its ability to kill? Lydia's own theory is incredible.
My breast implant is what saved my life.
It seems incomprehensible, but Lydia isn't the only person who believes that her breast implants somehow stopped a bullet traveling at 1,600 miles per hour from doing its job. Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Ashkan Ghavami examined Lydia after the shooting.
I think it's very plausible that an implant played a vital role in saving her life in this situation.
But why and how? Could a clue to the mystery lie in the type of implants Lydia had in her chest? They were made of saline.
The saline implant is under a high-pressure system, so it's kind of like an airbag. So an airbag absorbs a lot of the energy and avoids the windshield and other things coming at you because it acts as a barrier. This acted as a barrier as well, this time in a penetrating injury, so that it takes the burden of absorbing the physical energy.
It seems plausible, but can the theory that the bullet was stopped by a sack of sterile salt be proven? Researchers at a weapons lab in Ottawa, Canada, are going to put it to the test. Using a test gun that accurately replicates the ballistics of an AK-47, researchers are going to pit implants against the same caliber bullet with which Lydia was shot. The gelatin block will simulate the damage a person's body would endure if they got in the way of one of these bullets.
And firing.
Traveling at nearly 2,300 feet per second, the large caliber bullet goes right through the implant like it wasn't even there.
As we can see, the bullet clearly penetrated the full length of the block.
What we can start to see here is an opening within the gelatin block as we move forward. And that would be the wound tract inside.
The bullet upset early, meaning it began to tumble and change orientation.
The implant has had one unexpected effect.
The implant, if it did anything, just caused the bullet to destabilize sooner than it would otherwise and actually create a bigger wound channel sooner.
The test reveals that head-on, the implant actually made the bullet more deadly. But could recreating the actual angle at which Lydia was shot make a difference?
The bullet came in at an angle like this, went through here, and then just stopped right here.
For their next experiment, the researchers are going to recreate the angle at which Lydia was shot. Will this have an effect on the bullet's killing power?
Loaded and good to go. Firing.
All right. Okay. We see the path of the bullet entered here, went through the entire width of the implant, exited here.
It would appear that traveling through more of the implant has affected the bullet.
I think the bullet exited the implant sideways. I think going through more material destabilized it. There's a larger exit wound. Witness mark on here also indicates that it's sideways. The trajectory stayed the same, but the attitude of the bullet changed.
Although changing the angle did affect the bullet's behavior, this would still have been a lethal injury.
Don't rely on a breast implant to stop a bullet.
It's possible the breast implant could have slightly changed the behavior of the bullet as it entered Lydia's body. But judging by today's experiments, not enough to save her from certain death. So has the implant theory been ruled out? Maybe not. Remarkably, the type of bullets chosen by Jaime Paredes for his murderous assault could be the key factor in Lydia Carranza's survival. A psychopath armed with an AK-47 bursts into a California dental office and shoots Lydia Carranza in the chest at point-blank range. Yet amazingly, she survives. But how? Cosmetic surgeon Dr. Ashkan Ghavami believes that bizarrely, Lydia's breast implants may have helped save her life. To prove it, he's examining the x-rays taken of Lydia's chest just hours after the incident.
Here you can see the outline of the heart, and you can see all the multiple bullet fragments immediately adjacent to the heart, which means essentially millimeters from entering deeper tissue and to go into the heart. So there were multiple layers for that bullet to go across before it had to reach her lungs and heart, and basically, lucky for her, never was able to reach it.
Bullets that fragment on impact can be more lethal than those that remain intact. The shrapnel causes multiple pathways of damage through the body, severing nerve tissue and blood vessels, endangering the major organs. But according to Dr. Ashkan Ghavami, the bullet that hit Lydia, while fragmenting, may have had its velocity reduced by her implant.
Those fragments, the energy of them was distributed amongst that area before it had a chance to go deeper and be distributed among vital organs like the heart and lungs. So it essentially slowed down and took the burden of a lot of the physical energy of those fragments before they had a chance to go deeper.
But as our lab tests have shown, a regular 7.62 by 39 millimeter bullet can't be stopped by a breast implant. These bullets stayed intact. So why did the bullet that hit Lydia fragment? Firearms expert Patricia Fant thinks the answer might lie in the type of bullets gunman Jaime Paredes used during his rampage.
Because of the way the bullet is manufactured, it has a tendency to fragment when it hits an object.
A standard 7.62 millimeter cartridge has a steel core encased by lead and surrounded by copper. This is known as a full metal jacket, used mostly by the military. It has superior penetrating capacity. One shot can slice through a car door, armor, and several people without being destabilized. But some 7.62 millimeter bullets, like those used by many US hunters, are designed with the lead exposed at the tip. These are sometimes called soft points and are designed to lessen penetration, but increase fragmentation or tumbling of the bullet upon impact, maximizing injury.
When you shoot these bullets into water, there's that possibility they can fragment, and these breast implants were basically a solution or water. From what I understand, it went directly into the side of her breast. I would say then it probably helped save her life.
It's